Hey guys, Gerald Hall with Rhino Shield here. And today we want to have an honest and transparent conversation about the true cost of either repainting your home or investing in a premium coating like Rhino Shield. Hey, and listen, we know that home improvement does not have the best reputation for being honest and transparent about key elements of projects like, one, how much is it going to cost me? That's really important. Two, who's a good fit and who's not a good fit for my product or service? And in this case, who's a good Rhino Shield fit and who's not? We'll talk about that. And honestly, the most important question and the most frequent question we get at Rhino Shield is, how much does it cost? And we'll talk about that. We know that Rhino Shield is initially more expensive than just repainting your house again. But there are a lot of factors that go into the cost of each project and then cost over time. And we'll talk about that. And the last few things that we'll cover here in this short video is we'll talk about color selection, the installation process of Rhino Shield, and finally, your 25-year transferable Rhino Shield warranty. So before we get into the details of cost over time with Rhino Shield versus repainting, we said we wanted to have an honest and transparent conversation about your home improvement project. So let's talk about who is a good fit for Rhino Shield. If you're like the tens of thousands of homeowners that we talk to each year that are frustrated with the constant repainting of their home and all the hassles that go along with the project, 5 to 7 days for a painting project, covering the bushes, taping up the windows, prepping the house. It's a real inconvenience. And if you're frustrated like a lot of the homeowners we talk to and you're ready to break the painting cycle, you're an ideal fit for Rhino Shield. And the next group of customers that might be an ideal fit for Rhino Shield may be customers that don't mind the project and the cycle of painting, but they look at it from an investment standpoint. Savvy investors know that an initial higher cost in Rhino Shield can save them thousands, if not tens of thousands, depending on the size of the project, over a 25-year lifespan. And finally, even if you're not in your forever home, but you're gonna be in a home for 2, 3, 4 years, but you value a premium product like Rhino Shield and all of the benefits that come with it, the energy efficiency, the durability, the lower maintenance, and higher resale value for your home, you could be a perfect fit for Rhino Shield as well. So let's talk about who's not a good fit for Rhino Shield. With this video, we want to make sure that even if you decide Rhino Shield is not for you, that you're more educated about whatever coating you decide to put on your home. So there really are three kind of categories of folks who may not be a good fit for Rhino Shield. First and foremost, the do-it-yourselfers. And I've got friends that love to do their home improvement projects themselves. And Rhino Shield is only distributed through certified, authorized, independent dealers across the United States. We don't sell to homeowners for do-it-yourself projects. So that really kind of cuts you out pretty quick if you're a do-it-yourselfer. And the next category of homeowner that may not be a good fit for Rhino Shield is folks who are only going to be in their home for a few years. And while Rhino Shield has a 25-year transferable warranty, if you don't feel like the investment in Rhino Shield is worth it in the short term, then you're probably not a good fit for Rhino Shield to begin with, and that's okay. And the third category of homeowners that might not be a good fit for Rhino Shield really isn't the homeowner at all, it's the home itself. If the siding on your home is in serious disrepair and repairs or replacement is not an option for you, Rhino Shield's not gonna fix the underlying problems with the siding and probably isn't a good fit to go on your home without making the repairs first. So let's talk about cost. Here at Rhino Shield, we know that on average, a 2,000 square foot home, and that means you've got 2,000 square feet of exterior walls and soffit and things of that nature. A 2,000 square foot home is gonna be anywhere between $13,000 and $18,000 or $650 to $9 a square foot. And there's a lot of factors that go into that cost, that initial cost. And we know that that same home, if you went out and got a quote to get painting done, just traditional painting, and there's a few grades of that, a few levels of painting, will be anywhere between $5,000 and $9,000 initially. And the key word here is initially, because we know that you're going to, over the life cycle of Rhino Shield, which is a 25-year warranty, you're gonna paint your house multiple times. And the real question to ask is, what is the true cost of repainting versus Rhino Shield? We'll dig into that in a little more detail. So now, for this example, let's talk about that 2,000 square foot house. And I don't know about you, but I like round numbers because it makes the math easy for me. So we're gonna give you a few examples of your options as a homeowner. So first and foremost, in our experience, talking to tens of thousands of homeowners over the last 2 decades, we know that there are typically about 3 grades of painters on average in the marketplace. First and foremost is an independent solo operator, good hardworking painters, but they're kind of a one-man or two-man show typically. And traditional painters, particularly painters using products from the big box store, stay busy because they're painting homes every 4 and 5 years. And here at Rhino Shield, we're gonna teach you how to break that painting cycle. And so for the purpose of this example, Let's use $2 a square foot for that independent painter, and that would make your first paint job on this house $4,000. Whereas if we took an average for Rhino Shield and just easy math, said $8 a square foot, that initial investment will be $16,000, right? So there's a big difference until you dig into the details. I think we all can predict the future about a couple of things. First, product and labor likely not going to be cheaper in the future. So that $4,000 project 6 years from now, probably going to cost you around $5,000. And then in year 12 and year 18, you can see that it's going to go up conservatively. And so if we go back and look at this $2 a square foot, $4,000 initial project, conservatively over 18 years, you're going to invest approximately $22,000 in the repainting of your home. And so using the model of the independent solo operator, well, there are a couple of other types of painters we see in the marketplace. Independent small business, a little more established small businesses. We estimate that at about $3 a square foot. And then the national painting franchises, which do a great job at $4 a square foot. And so with all three of these examples, even the least expensive initial investment is going to cost you a lot more over time. So there's two things about Rhino Shield. One, it's going to save you a lot of time, energy, and thousands of dollars. And two, you're going to pay for Rhino Shield over time, whether you ever decide to put it on the outside of your home or not. But it'll also allow you to participate in the benefits of the product Rhino Shield. The energy efficiency, the durability, the ability to withstand wind-driven rain, and all the elements that Mother Nature throws at her, the sun, the wind, the rain, and the snow. Rhino Shield will protect your home beautifully for 25 years. So now that you've decided that Rhino Shield is a good investment for your home, you probably still have a few questions about color selection, the installation process, and how the 25-year transferable warranty works. So first and foremost, Rhino Shield can be tinted to almost any color. So regardless of whether you want 3 colors on your home or 5 colors or a single monotone color, Rhino Shield can be tinted to any color for your home. And next up, the installation process with Rhino Shield is very similar to the installation project for any painting job. It starts with a thorough inspection, and it ends when you as a homeowner sign off and say you got 5-star service with Rhino Shield. And finally, let's talk about your 25-year transferable Rhino Shield warranty. Rhino Shield stands behind the product that we put on your home for 25 years. And your local dealership is going to stand behind the labor and installation of that product for anywhere between 1 and 5 years, and that varies by your local dealer. So make sure that you get the details on the labor warranty as well. And then you can begin enjoying your Rhino Shield 25-year transferable warranty. Thank you guys so much for taking time to watch this short video. And today we covered the true cost of Rhino Shield versus repainting your home over time. We talked about who's a good fit and who's not a good fit for Rhino Shield. We went into color selection, the installation process, and finally, your 25-year transferable warranty. Thanks for stopping by Rhino Shield. Look forward to talking to you soon.